Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim, Yahushua Bashim, Baruch. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations until the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And y'all already know another one, another rapper slain. And that shows you that the culture that Jake, choose to, take on as their own and glamorize and glorify has been nothing but detrimental to him. Black culture is pretty much deaf culture, and we've always been saying that. Because of what other nation of people under other genres have to deal with this kind of curse. Because, it seemed that, rap has to be the most dangerous profession in music. Not even so-called white rappers have to deal with this. It's all amongst the world of Jake, and that lets you know right there where the curses lie. You can't figure this out. You're the Israelites, and the Most High have cursed you because you were wicked. And you glamorize and glorify in your music sin, willful sin. And the wages of sin is death, and that's why it keeps coming back on these rappers. All right, so as you can see right here, this the latest rapper that got put to death. This was the 6th rapper who was once signed to Empire Records. And this was in the last 4 years. So you see how much money they rack off of you, Jake's death? Because that's when the more money is going to roll in death than when they're alive. They're worth more dead than alive. People start to check for their music. They start getting more streams. Their sales go up after death. And that's basically a major sacrifice. But all those Jakes that happened to, they sold their souls. That's the deal that they made with Satan. And that's why the scriptures say, let's get Job 27 and verse 8 real quick. And that deal is not worth it. And but Jake, being as sottish as they are, they just can't live without, the glitz and glamour. They see the success of this world, and they lust after it. All right, they have that covetous spirit upon them, and that's due to them being under the curse and not having anything. So Jake moved out of desperation. And they got that Edomite spirit. I want to sell out right now. I want my instant gratification right now. I want my meal right now. So they sell out for it. Job 27 and 8. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he have gained when the Most High taketh away his soul? And, what good was it when you signed that contract with that particular label, knowing that they're going to capitalize and exploit you, and then when you're dead, they're gonna rack in all that money. What was the worth? Because you lived for a few years, or under that fame. You saw a little money. You wore some expensive watches and jewelry. You had a luxurious car too. You had your little groupies, your women, but that's all short lived. And then the Lord takes away your soul. Then you die. Then what? What good was that? And that's why Yahushua said, which I believe he was actually quoting this, what shall a man give in exchange for his soul, man? Matter of fact, let me go to it. Because this is what you get in return, man. And the devil give two shits about you, Jakes. He just uses you and exploits you for his own benefit. But you niggas don't care. You niggas don't care, man. And that's why we don't care either. All right. When these niggas die, we told you so. And another one, judgment, Mashapat. Because these niggas, they just won't seem to learn. All right. But ultimately it's because they're not of the elect anyway. These are the 2/3 who the Lord is not dealing with. All right, this is Matthew 16:26 says, "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?" And you Satan will give you the world if you bow down and worship him, and all them celebrities, all those rap niggas, they all sell out to Satan. And that's why when they sign those contracts, is required of them of things that they have to do in the dark that requires their soul. Whether it's sacrificing a loved one, a family member, or whether it's them doing a homosexual act that they probably put on camera, who knows? All right. And then, depending on that particular deal, it's basically a rape, because the label get a bigger portion of your income than you do. You only sell if you go on tour and do your shows. That's where your money comes in. Everything else goes straight to the label. All right, the marketing. It says, "And lose his own soul, or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" All right, and normally Jake will sell out. All right, because they desperate for fame, riches. They trying to get out of the conditions of the curse, but you're still cursed. Even when you sell out, even when you become famous, you're still cursed. You're still subject to payments. You're still yet this day in your captivity. All right. And then you're being used for evil purposes to keep that demonic influence on Jake. Jake listening to these rappers, and it influences them to continue to be wicked. All right. Drug use, violence, robbing your own fellow brother. That's all you're talking about in your music, man. So I don't feel nothing for these rappers. All right. And the Lord going to keep destroying them. He's going to keep putting them to death, because the sword is a form of the punishment. All right. Which is all judgment. Job 19:29. All right. Be afraid of the sword, that you may know that there is a judgment. And they all are getting the same treatment, man, because that's what they rap about. They rap about how they stay with the burner, with the blicky, with the strap, with the burner, whatever Jake call it. And then the latest rapper that got killed, he's on camera, talking about, come, I don't know who he was talking to, but obviously it was another grimy, street nigga. All right, a wicked ass nigga who had nothing to lose, and it was like the rapper was taunting him, like daring him to come do something, come take his jewelry, whatever. And then hours later, that's exactly what happens. So Jake invites that energy, with them, and that's why it follows them. All right, you're not gonna go to a jazz concert and hear about a shootout happening, the concert getting shot up, people scattering. They need extra security. It's only at these venues where these rap niggas are performing. That's because they carry all that energy. And he knows it, and he knows that it sells, and he exploits it. And then he knows once you niggas finally die to street violence, he's gonna capitalize. All right, because you niggas made a covenant with death, and at hell were you in agreement. Okay. So going back to this article. So the latest rapper, he's the 6th rapper to be signed to this particular label, and they have insurance policies on all of them. And once they die, they cash out. All right. So this is one of the latest rapper. And then you had back in 2017, which I remember this happening, XXXTentacion. It was hyping him up, and then he ended up getting killed. All right, right in his little, I forget what whip it was in, but right in his whip, killed him right in his vehicle, and they had the doors up and everything, the suicide doors up, and he just laying there lifeless. All right, young Jake, and there's a picture of them two together. So they was definitely through the same company. See, all these niggas getting sacrificed. You had Mo3, the Dallas rapper, a couple years back, he got killed. Then you had King Von, the Chicago rapper, all right, which he was a murderer, and the scriptures talk about, the judgment of murderers. A murderer is supposed to be put to death. All right, all these niggas, they all rapped about murder, and some of these niggas actually had bodies on them. This nigga for sure. All right, you live by the sword, you're gonna perish with the sword. And that's what happened to this guy. All right. And then they rap about the niggas that they did kill. In Chicago and that gang culture, when they talk about smoking on a pack, that's basically saying, hey, it's a nigga that I smoked. He rolling up one and he's smoking it, and that's a taunt to his dead op. Jake is evil as hell, man. So hey, when these niggas go, they're judgment. All right, and if you think that's harsh, scriptures say evil men understand not judgment. All right, these niggas gotta go. 2/3 gotta go, and they're contributing to the dysfunction of our nation, man. All right, Young Dolph. We saw that happen last year. You had Drakeo the Ruler. All right, another one that happened at the what was that concert? It was in LA. He got stabbed in his neck. All right. And earlier they had, Al Green and, the different more classic acts, that did the old classic R&B records. Everything was going smoothly, and then all of a sudden, these rapper sets start going on, and that's when they got violent. So you niggas get, man. As long as you perpetuate this type of lifestyle and this culture, this energy is going to continue to follow. Okay? And you also had that dude Slim 400 as well. I believe he was under Empire. All right, and he was close to that guy Young Dolph. They both did a record together, and the single that they did, the cover of it, was actually a tombstone. So there was all type of hidden symbolism, which it was like a foreshadowing of both of them niggas being sacrificed. So yeah, man. This is a demonic industry, man. And it requires a sacrifice. And this devil, he capitalizes. Okay? And that's in the curse, that these nations, they will be able to capitalize off of you. Your labors that you put into into the society, they gain from it. Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 33. And you don't get to enjoy the fruits of those labors because you're under the curse. Deuteronomy 28:33 says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. He's going to be the one to enjoy it. All right. And the states that usually come and handle the proceeds, it don't go to the families of the deceased. It goes right to them. It goes right to the label. And they take control of Jake's legacy. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, even in death. Okay? And let's real quick. Let me see. Deuteronomy 28:43 says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. All right, so these heathens, as long as you're down and cursed, these nations are blessed, man. All right, because they get to just capitalize off of you. And I think the owner of Empire Records, he might either be an Edomite or a damn Arab. Let me see something. Ghazi Shamai. So he looked like he might be a Arab or something, man. All right. The founder. They're never an Israelite. So they either Amalekite or Ishmaelite. All right. Which he can very well be a Edomite too, a Edomite Arab. But they eat good off of you niggas, man. And just continue to allow you to rap about the shit that's destroying your communities. So you can get paid off of it, get rich so you can flaunt it in Jake's face. And them desperate, starving ass niggas prey upon you and take your life. Because you got the love of this world and the pride of life on you, which is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the Lord takes you out. And the scriptures tell you about Jake, man. All right, this is a sinful nation, evildoers. All right, they're Sodom's children. They're wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Blood touches blood, murder after murder. It's full of lies. Okay. So that's why death reigns within the realm of Jake, man. And if they don't repent, this is what happens. And it's a continual cycle. Let me get one more precept. Ecclesiastes 5. Because this ultimately what happens. Ecclesiastes 5 and verse Ecclesiastes 5 and verse I'll start at 12. It says, the sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he begetteth a son, and there is nothing in his hand. And you had a lot of rappers, who generated a lot of money, but did not get a chance to really enjoy those riches. And they'll die in their estate, pretty much declare that they don't have nothing. And the children are usually that celebrity has usually end up with nothing. Take DMX, for example. And I remember doing a lesson on that. Despite all those tens and millions of records that he sold, all them albums he put out, the movies that he starred in, all them royalty checks, this nigga had nothing left really to give all his children. And that was shameful, man. But Jake is under that curse. And you know who ate? Def Jam. And all those execs that he was up under. It says, as he came forth of his mother's womb, naked shall he return to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. He's not going to have nothing because it's going into the hand of his oppressor. All right. He's not leaving with anything. Curse shall you be coming in, and curse shall you be going out. And this is also a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what profit have he that have labored for the wind? Okay. And they just go right to your enemy. So it's never worth it, man. All these niggas, they're in their right mind now, and they know that they you know, they did a horrible deal. Okay, and they're gonna keep going, man. Every year, them numbers is up there with these slain rappers, and that's good for them. So who's next? Oh, it says that the stars of heaven shall fall. You know, and you seeing that happen, man. Jesse Powell just passed, and you had Ramsey. What was his name? The jazz musician. He just passed, and you've been having a lot of actors die too. So yeah, man, it's happening, man. All right, but anyway, you know, I'm not gonna make this a long video, but I just want to you know, do a quick lesson on that. And Lord willing, y'all were edified. I'm gonna give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. To the next lesson, Shalom.